luminants and luminaughts, on board with maritime mission, Puffin to Cuttlefish. XYZ PDQ. The ship's stabilizers deployed as the seas got rough. The pontoons at the ends of the deployment arms filling 1/3 full of ocean waters to give them solid footing. The arms generating energy for the ship's batteries that providing would take them through to reach the floating city at the center of the fifth world residing in the 11th universal dimension. Those the crew called the Dreamless, in their cryogenic sarcophagi, were ready to be brought up into hibernation hyperstasis and prepped for birth thaw from each of their chambered synthetic resurrection wombs. Their shells would be crushed, melted down, and reintroduced into their thawing physiological scaffolding. The warden of the ship's hold had been given very specific temporal instructions about when to begin breaking them from their shells on approach to shoring up to the moorings of floating city. The first of the scuttled submarine speeder scout drones had returned with fresh data of mapped sonar pings from the trench's bottom, letting the navigator know that they remained on course with the great chasm that had been leading them directly into entry of Midworld's ninth and final gate of the crossing. Through that two-way portal, through the fifth octave of that sub-frequency emitted by the cross-tuning of the ship's guidance systems, pairing from the energies resonating from the template keys unlocking via their combined sacred geomechanical diagrams under overlays. In the next 26 nautical hours, a crewed away vessel would be launched. The speeding schooner would slip ahead of the ship through the veil into the passage of nightmares ahead to transmit the coordinate blueprints back along the umbilical cable of communication to the ship with the step-by-step guiding time stream signatures of neo-physical astral buoys that would be juxtapositing its skipping stone trajectories for safe landing on the shores at rendezvous in Midworld in their snug-up-in harbor of the floating city. All of a sudden, it was time to scramble. Airborne Division jumps into their aetheric dirigible lofting body kites. For in the tumultuously roughening seas outside the ship's hull, in the gleaming faces of the high swells, the merpeoples were beginning to be seen amassing their population of warriors for an attack on the cuttlefish to cut off their communication with what would be in passage now through the veiled umbra. This, as I've mentioned before, due to the bee sting on the center of the top of the T of my scalp in early childhood, had enclosed my natural ability to astral travel. As my eldest younger brother had seemingly no similar problem with this, hampered, I've discovered a metaphysical workaround to this over within just the last few years. For who knows enduring how long now, from the hypnagogic drop key state, I've encoded subconsciously in my elf the supernatural ability to bypass and supersede that early on ingrained challenge where I travel within when heart to how why heart of another's what, and pulse up from there into their sensorial spatial awareness centers. From there I have been witness to what they're smelling, tasting, seeing, hearing, and actively feeling, and somehow the experiences from there are brought back in this vessel's memory centers upon my reawakening to having been away. This has included, so far, animals, humans, and I believe some beings of an otherness foreign to being native to those of us this planet has current ownership of here. Anyways, earlier from within processing this gateway, I was witness to a Caucasian man with his hands handcuffed behind his back, from on his knees being repeatedly struck in violent, gory succession with the muzzle of an automatic pistol numerously over 15 times again and again. I am not usually transported through such untangles, so it was traumatically startling to transmute. If anyone knows anything more about this specific experiential temporal window of occurrence, I welcome you. Let me know.